Elena started at UCLA film department in 1969, and I was just painting. You know, I was working in the post office in Santa Monica, but in my free time, it wasn't a full-time job. I mean, I had days off, so I was working as a clerk. In my free time, I would go and drive over to Westwood and sit in on some of the classes with her. You know, great classes of the history of film. And I was getting an education, a free education, while she was studying film. And had no interest in the art department at all at that time. I was painting still in Topanga. Met a lot of musicians. I mean, at that time, Topanga was this amazing place. And I remember groups like the Spirit, Rare Earth, Canned Heat. Neil Young was up there for a while, Taj Mahal. And I had met Wallace Berman. He was showing his work at the community center up there. And I mean, at Christmas time, trying to make some extra money. You know, well, I made money playing poker up there. There were poker games every Friday, Saturday night for years up there. But I mean, it was interesting group of people. You know, I'd run into Dennis Hopper, who was Wallace's friend, George Herms. There was a theater called the Theatricum Botanicum, run by Ellen and Will Gear. And they put on plays, and it was down near the creek, the Topanga Creek, near Topanga Canyon Boulevard on the other side of the creek. So, I mean, it was amazing, you know, kind of creative proving ground in a way. You know, all this stuff was happening. And so it's kind of just reinforced, you know, my film work. And I mean, I wanted to make films. You know, we met George Herms at the time, and we tried to do a documentary film of him working on his press. And we filmed him for 2 days and then realized that the film was no good. It was all kind of a waste of time. On the other side of me, Don Preston, keyboardist with the Mothers of Invention, we became very good friends. He was split up at that time from his wife Tina. They're back together now. I remember one time Don asking me that he wanted to make a film, so we got a bunch of our filmmaker friends, and his idea was to see a car go off a cliff. So he got this old junker and went up to the top of up near Mulholland somewhere, and Elena, my wife, was on one camera, and I had one camera, and there was a third camera, and we had both 16 and 8 millimeter. But we were having a hard time trying to get the accelerator pedal to stay down, and we tried different things. I mean, you know, actually Don asked me, well, just sit in the car and then jump out like you see in movies. And I said, no way am I going to do that. So, you know, we tried getting big boulders and then throwing it and then placing it on top of the accelerator. That didn't work. Finally, we were set up to do this right, and we thought we had it right. And the boulder came off the accelerator pedal, and the car just slowly went off the cliff. It was very unspectacular. And so, you know, Don was kind of pissed off, and he said, I'm going to do this right. I'm going to get another car, and I'm going to make it go off the cliff at Palos Verdes, you know. So, but we made these, you know, the footage and gave it to Don, so maybe he did something with it. I don't know if he ever if he ever got the car off the cliff. Nivea Milk was made around 72. I would suspect these films are kind of half parodies, all of them, on other filmmakers' work. So it's not appropriation, but it's kind of, you know, I would see something and say, oh, that's, you know, would probably amuse me or something, and I would want to make a film as a reaction to something else. And so this, you know, it could have been Warhol's films that I thought were amusing with makeup. But, you know, at the time I was also seeing, it was, you know, performative videotapes where I remember Eleanor Anton made a thing, it might have been around the same time, of she slowly takes off her clothes and starts putting makeup on herself. But it's obviously a feminist piece, and you know, it's a kind of it's black. You know, I mean, these were all Portapak, these videotapes. So they're all black and white, documentary type pieces. You know, recording performances. I mean, my films are all filmic. They're all. I mean, they were trying to maintain the character of film, which is not really what most visual artists were concerned with, I don't think. I'm sure there were some. I mean, like Gary Beidler and Jack Goldstein. But even Jack's work was more kind of little conceptual pieces, rather than really. You know, I was always concerned with maintaining the inherent quality of film, and I, you know, not that they would be beautiful, but they definitely have a quality that is quite different from video, and so so the film, again, it's a very small space. I think I even used some close-up lenses, which I normally didn't do, but the actor was just I asked the actor to apply makeup, and Nivea Milk was just it's a cover makeup. And so it's just and I did close-ups, and it was all kind of out of focus, and I like that. I believe there was an American flag, so I wanted it's a little kind of anti-war touch to the film. Underneath, on the table was covered with an American flag. I'm not sure what that had anything to do formally with what the actor was doing, but all she's doing is putting makeup on. So there's nothing personal about it. It's just like she's a prop, in a sense, or at least, you know, an actor doing this, making this act of putting this on. And so I was by 72. Obviously, I had made a lot of paintings, so I don't know if there's any relationship to painting the face and painting canvases. But you know.